$1. It's not a lot of money, I think. What if I told you that for the price of a McDonald's cheeseburger, you could get a cool 3D platformer with an original art style, well-designed levels, secret characters, and that this is not only available on PC, but also on Switch for the same price? But first, this video is sponsored by BillGates.sexy, which is real, it just sends you to my channel, I bought it randomly. Is this of you, YouTube? I first discovered this game thanks to the Haunted PS1 demo disc event, which was a downloadable 4GB demo disc full of different PS1 style games to try out. Just watching Joel from Vine's play it got me hooked. The design for this game really reminded me of the early platformers I used to play as a kid, especially the B-tier ones like Croc or Gex.
I haven't seen blasts like this since taco night at James Earl Jones' house.
This game is inspired by a pretty obscure Japanese exclusive Sega Saturn game, Ninpen Manmaru. It is definitely trying to capture that 90s low-poly B-tier platform style, but thanks to the Unity engine and thanks to some great coding, the movement and how the game feels is super smooth. So I decided to spend $1 and actually buy it on Steam. When you boot the game, you are greeted by this very basic title screen, and after pressing start we can choose our character, Toree, and its 2 secret characters. We will talk about them later though. There is a total of 9 playable levels and you can play 8 of them in any order. The 8 levels have 4 different themes in pairs of 2, and after finishing them all, you then unlock the final level. The levels are super open, feeling more like a Mario 64 level than anything else. The controls are tight and silky smooth, and the only real power you have is a double jump. And while you can collect stars, which basically work as Mario coins, your real goal is to get to the end as fast as possible, trying to avoid the enemies that you can't really attack in any way. The level structure is made in a way that lets you do some big level skips, and this is intended. In fact, right now, as we speak, the speedrunning community is already trying to set records, with some being honestly outstanding. The stars don't net you any advantage, but if you manage to get them all in every level, you unlock the first secret character, Macbeth. Macbeth is a callback to the first game published by the developer, Macbeth 64, a collectathon which is extremely cheap too. I might have to try that out. Finishing every level will give you a score based on how fast you complete it. Completing levels with Macbeth doesn't give you a score though, which makes sense since his power is literally to have infinite jumps, and that can break some levels. If you manage to complete the game with an A rank on each stage, which trust me is extremely difficult, you can unlock Tasty, which is also a character from another game made by the developer, Tasty Ramen, also available in the Haunted disc. He is the fastest character in the game and is the one usually picked by speedrunners. Honestly, this game has some kind of Trackmania feel to it, because you're gonna restart the levels a lot and try to top up your time record if you want to get that A rank and unlock Tasty, which I still haven't managed to do, but we'll talk about this later. You can see the developer was clearly making something he loved here. Nothing feels rushed and unpolished, and honestly, one specific thing I love here is the composite filter, the one that makes the graphics look low-res and fuzzy. I am a sucker for this kind of look, and I particularly enjoyed it here. The art style really reminds me of a blend between Ninpen Nanmaru and Petscop? The game was released in the Haunted PS1 demo disc for a reason. It is creepy? The game is really cute and Holly has creepy stuff going on sometimes, but it's mostly stuff that just makes you go, "What the hell was that?" instead of actually scaring you. And honestly, I think this is for the better. This game's art style is pretty unique, and making it less creepy, more bland, would have taken from the experience, which is honestly fantastic, especially for $1, which is extremely cheap both for PC and Switch. The only real complaint I have here is that it is really short, and I wish there were DLCs available or just a full longer game, since this is generally great. The gameplay is easy enough that everyone could pick it up. The art style is unique and the low poly design is just so good. And this game honestly has something that a lot of games don't really have these days, that arcade feel. I've talked about this in my improvised Crazy Taxi stream I've done a few days ago to test my connection. You only do better at this game if you actually get better at playing it. It is the same feeling I get when I play Crazy Taxi or Super Mario Bros. It's just genuine arcade fun with no nonsense added. If you want to be good at this game, you actually have to put the time to master the small things like learning when and how to jump, learning how the controls feel. It's just that kind of learning curve that reminds me of early 3D arcade games. And as I said before, the beating the time element actually makes this game so replayable, as you can just try to beat your own records. You have infinite lives, and if you die you can just restart from the latest checkpoint or restart the entire level if you're trying to speedrun. The music for this game is honestly a banger, and I think that it really sounds like a generic late 90s platformer music, and I love it for this reason. It's not trying to do anything weird except when it gets creepy, but I don't want to spoil it, so just play this. Or you could watch me stream it. I'm gonna stream this game on my Twitch channel during the next few days. I'm gonna try and get the tasty character, which I still haven't unlocked because it's fucking difficult to get A on every course. You can find my Twitch in the description here, or just type farming.live in your browser and it's gonna lead you there. Nothing really beats billgates.sexy though. That's the best domain I've ever owned.